This is something I always find cool about the Appalachian Trail. I came down out of the park and I'm about to cross the road here, but this is what's kind of cool. Right here, I'm pretty much walking between this house and there's a house on the other side over here. And now I'm going to cross the road. Not sure what road it is. And I'm going to look for where the trail marker goes across the street here. You can see it's the road this way. Homes right here. Some homes right here. If you look up into that tree, you can see the trail marker. It says where the trail goes, right? So the trail pretty much walks right behind, between that house there, if I spin around, and this house here. It's kind of like you're walking right between two people's yards. And this is the Appalachian Trail. And I can hear the Interstate 70 right up ahead. So I'm about to climb down what looks like a pretty steep embankment and then cross over a bridge that goes right over Interstate 70. Okay, so it was a pretty steep embankment. I didn't want to try holding on to my phone during that, but here I am going over Interstate 70. Is the sign right there, that green sign says South Mountain, elevation 1200. You can see this is the eastbound, and over here is the westbound. I'm always intrigued about these locks. I'm not sure I understand what all these locks are about on bridges that go over rivers and stuff, but everywhere you look there's locks. I'm not sure what that's all about. If anybody wants to comment and explain what that means, I'd be real interested. Hey little buddy, where you going? Where you going? Hey little buddy, have a good night. Okay, so I took a blue blaze. I'm not quite up to the ridge yet. But I took a blue blaze anyway because it's starting to get dark and I wanted to find a place to camp. So there's my pack. I got that's sitting up. Somebody had a piece of plywood at one point tacked onto the top of that stump. So I'm gonna set my camp right over here. I think looks like the ground's pretty flat right over here, and this is where I'm gonna spend the night. It's pretty quiet, pretty secluded, and I'm probably 150 feet off trail. I don't know where this blue blaze leads, but I'm gonna set my tent right here. There were a few side trails off the blue blaze, and I think I'm far enough off trail to pitch a tent and be nice and quiet and peaceful for the night. So probably gonna gather up some wood, make a fire, and get my tent set up, and then call it a night about 9:30 or so. Hit the hay. Okay, it's Saturday morning, about 8 o'clock, and I just got all packed up, had some breakfast, had a good night's sleep, and I'm gonna head on the trail now. I've got an 18-mile day. From here, it's 18 miles exactly to the Mason-Dixon line, which is the border between Maryland and Pennsylvania. That's where I'm headed for starts, and there's no shelter right on either side there close by, so I'm gonna head another 5 miles in after that. So it'll be a 23-mile day. It's a shelter called the Deer Lick Shelter in Pennsylvania, and I'll spend the night there. So I'm expecting, with some stops and some scenic videos and some good views and stuff like that, I'll probably get there somewhere around 5:30 tonight, and should be a good day. So I'm approaching my first view, but getting out there is a little tricky. Might have to crawl through this little cave here. I'm not going to fit through this, I don't think, but I'll get out there. So check this out. How beautiful is this? Streams like this, these little creeks flowing down the mountain, are invaluable on days like today when it's hot. Perfect place to stop and grab some water. So check out this trail. You know, I'm heading toward Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania has a nickname on the Appalachian Trail, and they call it Rocksylvania. Well, I tell you what, this last, I guess I have about 13 more miles to go in Maryland, but Maryland's given that nickname a run for their money in this last 13 miles, because I've been walking over these rocks like this for the last, oh gosh, I guess it's about a mile and a half. And tell you what, it's slow going. You got to be super careful not to twist an ankle. It's rough. I thought I was going to be able to make some decent time up through this section, but not like this. Maybe 2 miles an hour at this rate. And a lot of these rocks, when you step on them, you got to be super careful because they move on you. And that's all you need, is to fall and get hurt, right? Alrighty. Enough of the video for this. I'm going to keep moving on. Alright, so I just came pretty much down the mountain to a road, across the road, and here I am at this sign here in the tree, basically saying that the next 10 miles are maintained by a section of Maryland people, and that means I've got 10 miles to go to the Mason-Dixon line crossing into Pennsylvania. So in just slightly over 4 hours, I did 8.6 miles, and still feeling pretty good. Sweating like crazy, but still feeling pretty good. So looking forward to the next 10. Okay, got a nice section of trail here. It's lined by these purple and white flowers. I don't know what they are. Just wildflowers, I guess. But check it out. It's pretty nice. And I'm coming up on a stream up ahead. I'm going to resupply with water. So looking forward to that because I need some. Gone through 2 liters already. Okay, trail's opening up here. I'm not sure what this is all about, but oh, look at this. Somebody's old bicycle left here. Yeah, this trail's opens up. Look at this, huh? Looks like I'm walking right through somebody's farm. Alrighty then. Interesting. We'll see where this takes me. I don't know how far it's going to be like this, but I'll take it. It's nice and flat. Nice to finally walk on grass instead of all these rocks. Okay, well, it ends right here. It's a pretty cool section. I just came down the rocks. The trail goes right down along these big rocks. Check out that wall there. It's like 10, 15 feet tall. Trail comes right down along it. Continues on this way. I'm heading downhill again. I just had a nice uphill and ran the ridge for a little bit. Now I'm heading down, and from the map it looks like I'm gonna go down pretty far and then straight back up again. Another 1,500-foot climb on the other side of this. So gearing up for that. All right, guys, I am about 2 miles out from the next shelter on the trail. I think it's called the Raven Rock Shelter. And I think I might call it quits there. The main reason is that'll put me at about 14.5 for the day. And I just stopped to grab some lunch and some more water. And I was talking to a bunch of guys who are coming from that area. They actually started about 5 miles into Pennsylvania this morning. And they said there's I was going to stay at this shelter called the Deer Lick Shelter. It's the first shelter in Pennsylvania after you cross over into the state from Maryland. And my plan was to stay there tonight. And they said that there's a Boy Scout troop with about 20 guys. And then there's a Girl Scout troop, their sister troop, I guess it is, with about 25 girls. And they said the place is packed and they're spending the night. So they said I probably wouldn't enjoy being over there. So anyway, my alternative is to go past that, but I don't want to go too much further. That'll put way too many miles on for today. So I think what I'm going to do, I looked on the map, this next shelter coming up is Raven Rock. It's about 3.9 miles from the Mason-Dixon line. So I think I'll stay at this next shelter tonight, and then I'll get up in the morning and I'll only have that easy 4 miles to go to the Pennsylvania-Maryland line, and after that, I don't know. We'll see what happens when I get there and see what the scenery's like and if there's any roads or places to get a ride back. So I'll see what happens. But for right now, that's the plan. I've been really enjoying this, not so much the heat. You can see I put this bandana on my head every time I cross water. I just soak it in nice, fresh, cool mountain water. I throw it back over my head, try to keep cool, because it is hot. It's over 90 degrees here, even up on the mountain. So going through a lot of water. That's all good. Weather's nice, it's not raining, and there's hardly anybody on the trail, which is nice. Okay, here we go. A little bit of a roadblock here. This thing's about a foot deep for the most part. You see little fish swimming around in here. Let's see if I can make it across these rocks. Glad it's not last weekend after all that heavy rain. Alrighty. Looks like I gotta head that way. Okay, I just walked 0.6 miles to the spring. I'm almost there. Gotta grab some water. I used up all my water today, twice. Got this this pouch here, 64 ounces it holds, and I went through 2 of these today. Well, actually 3. I started with a full one, went through that, and I filled it up twice along the way, and now I just used it to fill up my stuff. So here's the spring. This is where we get water, out in the woods. Okay, I'm almost back to camp. As you can see, there's quite a few people here. When I got here, there was only one other person. And since then, it looks like there's at least 4 people here. And then when we get closer up to the actual shelter, I'll show you. There's a whole bunch of people hanging out. I like looking at all the different setups, the different tents, and how people do different things. Very cool. And we've got a bear hang spot right here. This is a place to hang the bear, cables and some blocking mechanisms so like raccoons, squirrels, and things can't get at it. So this is where everybody will hang their food for the night. So this is where the party is. This is all people hanging out. Everybody's eating, hanging out, having a good time, getting ready for a fire. Another tent set up here. And then there's 3 guys over there. They're the closest to me. These 3 guys right here. And then I'm way back here in the woods. I picked the furthest spot out. There's nobody that can go next to me. This is the closest tent site to mine. Nobody's here yet. People still could trickle in tonight. But this is my setup back here. I got my tent. I got my little bench, picnic table, and I hung up a clothesline over there. So it's my setup for the night. I want to just apologize. The video had no introduction. I lost that. I ran into some editing problems along the way. I lost a few clips, and that first one was one of them. So anyway, this is the end of Friday, Saturday for last weekend, and the next video will include my Sunday. Thanks for watching.